you know, I saw the trailer for this, and I was like, oh boy, after, you know, last week's episode of, you know, drama and, you know, character stuff, you know, next week, you know, they're gonna face their greatest challenge ever, babysitting. And I was like, okay, I guess we gotta kind of have to have these lighter episodes, but no, that's not what we got.
No.
That's not what we got. That's not what we got. No.
This episode starts off on a big spaceship.
Honestly, the trailer, I'd say the trailer was misleading, but like, the trailer starts off like a dramatic voiceover and then it cuts to the baby and like, that's kind of an accurate representation of this episode.
Yeah. So it starts off on this big
Wait, we should start to the episode.
Oh, what's the name of the episode?
The Future of the Force. We looked it up this time.
The Future of the Force.
The Future of the Force.
You know why it's called that?
Because there's babies.
Yeah. And they're force sensitive.
Yeah.
So they're on a big spaceship, right?
Yes.
And there's this old lady and this baby. She's got the baby and she's like, ah, baby.
And the baby's crying.
And baby's crying.
Like babies do.
And they get boarded by a Star Destroyer.
Fuck!
And then the two Inquisitors walk in and I'm like, oh.
This is gonna be, oh yeah.
Maybe this isn't just a babysitting episode. The Inquisitors are here.
And they want the baby, and then
they take the baby.
And they kill everyone. And they basically kill everyone else.
And they murder the entire starship full of people.
Da, 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 da.
Like, not even joking. There's like a whole hallway full of people.
Yeah, you don't really see it, but like
obviously because it's a kid's show.
No, because Fifth Brother like throws his like.
He throws his lightsaber down a hallway full of people.
Yeah, he throws it like a frisbee, and you know we gotta see some people dodge out of the way, but like.
There's no way
that everyone dodged out of the way. Like they fucking killed a lot of people.
They killed basically the entire.
Although after last week of them blowing up a Star Destroyer full of people, like this isn't really that much. So I'm kind of like, okay, whatever. This show's.
It just feels more personal because there's like people involved.
This show's got a bloodthirst. Yeah. Anyway, so then it cuts over.
It's getting like really dark, but like also like hiding it from the little ones.
Yeah,
it's kind of what it's
kind of like when they blew up the Death Star in episode 4, Like, you know they blew up the Death Star, but you don't really immediately think, oh shit, there was a lot of people on that spaceship. We just committed almost genocide.
That's actually because, like, okay, I'm reading Lost Stars, which takes place over the course of all 3 movies. That's, like, a topic that's brought up a lot in there. So,
what, that they fucking killed, like, a ton of people?
Yeah, how they're, like, okay, so the Death Star blew up Alderaan, sure, but they were all traitors, but there was billions of people on this Death Star.
Yeah, and not all of them probably were like, you know what, the Empire is definitely...
And most of them were just doing their job, so it's like, yeah. Anyway, back to the episode.
Back to the episode, not the social shit about Star Wars.
Once all the people get murdered in cold blood, we cut back over to our main cast of Kanan and Ezra's working on Chopper or something, and Ahsoka walks.
Ahsoka!
And I'm like, oh, shit.
Ahsoka!
Maybe this is a serious fucking episode. We shouldn't have fucking laughed about it.
And she kind of said we were thinking, like, she showed them, and Kanan's like, you know, unexpected, but you know, if you were here, it must be something serious. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of how the show works.
Yeah. But she takes him into the ship, and she's like, okay, I have these 2 sets of coordinates. The Inquisitors are looking for something. I'm gonna go to one, you go to the other one, and you take Ezra with you. And this really funny gag happens where he's like, Ezra's already bragged on what's the word?
Eavesdropped?
Well, no, he's briefed on the mission, and he hits the button, and like the door opens, and Kanan, and Ezra like falls in. And it's funny, because he was eavesdropping.
God, Kanan. Why don't you let me in on your secrets? And then they bring Zeb along too, because, I guess.
Yeah.
You can't have a mission without Zeb, I mean, am I right?
Well, they just had 2 complete episodes without Zeb.
Am I right?
Was that your Zeb impression?
No, that was me being angry. Oh. That was my don't question.
Do a Zeb impression.
Oh, I'm Zeb. Look at me. I'm not Chewbacca, except I can speak properly.
You sound like if David Tennant became like a chain smoker.
Jessica. Anyway, so they go off, and Chopper's there too, because you can't have a mission without fucking Zeb and Chopper. They're the comic relief.
Are you really complaining that Chopper's in the episode?
No, I love the fact that Chopper. I'm just saying, like, anytime they have a mission where it's like, oh yeah, you 2 need to be here, but let's also bring along Zeb and Chopper, you know, just in case we need a droid and a humorous buff guy. So they go off to Ethor, which is the planet of the
Ithorians.
the weird Ithorian.
They have the long neck things, and they talk out their gills on the side. And
Yeah, they're one of my favorite species in Star Wars. I love them.
And they're searching. They don't know what they're looking for.
No, they don't.
But they're like, we're gonna look around. And they have like the coordinates, which is for like this housing district.
Yeah.
And they go into one of the apartments, Kanan and Ezra, because Chopper and Zeb have gone off on their own thing.
Housing units? What do the Inquisitors want there? Well, I'm sure they don't want to rent anything. That's kind of how I took that line Kanan said.
Anyway, they make it to this apartment, and there's an elderly Ithorian. Well, she's not really elderly, but she's an Ithorian lady.
Yeah.
And she's like knocked over, and her whole place is trashed. And she's like, "Ooh, they took my baby.
They took my baby.
They took my baby." I'm sorry.
And
they took her baby.
She sent it off the droid to like.
She sent it off with like her personal.
But they were after it. They didn't take it. They were after it, and she sent a droid off to like take care of it. And they're like, "Don't worry, we'll get your baby back." And they go off. Meanwhile, Ahsoka's off somewhere else in space, at the space station from the beginning of the episode.
She goes in. Everyone dead.
Well, we don't see bodies, but everyone's dead. Everyone's dead. Everyone's dead.
I mean,
everyone's dead.
They can't show the bodies for like the kids who watch the show.
Yeah,
there are bodies there.
Everyone's dead. And she finds the old woman, and the old woman's like,
she's like barely hanging on to life, and she's like, they took my baby.
They took my grandkid. She had it. And Ahsoka's like, huh. Anyway, back to the.
And by it, she means the Force.
Yeah, they don't say it.
They don't say it because it's supposed to be this big reveal, but like
we know what's happening.
They're Force sensitive.
We know
kids,
what's happening.
That's what's happening.
Yeah. So back with our main cast,
there's Zeb and Chopper went and they found the Inquisitors TIE fighters.
Yeah.
And they found the human baby that they took earlier inside one of the TIE fighters, and they were like, "Let's take it." And they bring it back to the Ghost. And then Kanan calls Zeb and is like, "There's another baby. You need to find it." He finds it miraculously.
Yeah, he finds a droid in the baby, and he tells the droid, "Okay, you can't come with us. You need to go with me. A distraction." Droid around the corner, immediately gets murdered by the Inquisitors.
It's a droid specifically so they can kill it, right?
Yeah.
If it was a person, they couldn't have done that.
Yeah.
It has to be a robot because they can't show.
It's kind of like how in kids' cartoons, Wolverine can't use his claws on any living thing, but he can use it on like Sentinels and shit like that.
So they just made it a droid specifically so they can murder the fuck out of it.
Yeah, and
I love it.
And then they chase down.
And they chase Zeb into this other apartment complex.
Yeah. And they meet up with Kanan and Ezra, and the baby's crying and shit because it can sense their fear.
The seventh sister leaves one of her droids outside.
Yeah,
which will be important later, but not right now.
And Kanan, they're like, the baby can sense their fear. How can it do that? And Kanan's like, oh, the baby's Force sensitive.
Ding.
And I'm like, what? I didn't see that coming at all.
Do I detect sarcasm?
What? No. So the Inquisitors basically, the baby's a little shit and keeps crying, so the Inquisitors keep, basically following their way, and Kanan has the idea that, hey, Ezra, you go this way, I'll go this way. Ezra has the baby, he's like, you keep your comlink on and we'll buy some time. So the Inquisitors follow the sound of the baby crying, and Fifth Brother's like, oh, they're over this way, and Seventh Sister's like, are you sure about that? He's like, yes, I'm sure. And they follow it, and they find the comm link with the baby crying, and they basically went on wild goose chase. And the Seventh Sister
just kind of laughs at him.
He's like, ha! You fucking idiot! Then they go and search for them again, and the Kanan says they need to escape, and
Ezra goes up into like a cooling air duct.
Yeah, and he tries to calm the baby down, but the Inquisitors still find them.
And he starts stabbing up into the ceiling.
Yeah.
And he's trying to calm down, and then Kanan comes to the rescue and is like, hey, you guys.
And then they battle!
And I noticed the second time I watched it, because we just watched it again, that the Fifth Brother has his lightsaber out until Zeb runs up to him. Then his lightsaber is back on his back, and he's just fighting him fisticuffs.
Really? I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I just noticed it the second time. I was like, that's a little weird. Why didn't you just cut him in half? But whatever. Anyway. They fight in the hallway.
Yeah.
Ezra escapes outside.
Yeah.
And he says to the baby, like, maybe after we get you back to your mom, you can come live with us on Garel.
And then the probe droid...
And the probe droid overhears that.
It records that. It records that shit. Sneaky little fucking NSA robot. Happening to our phone calls, making our security not secure.
Anyway, so Kanan and Zeb jump out a window to escape the Inquisitors, and they land on a speeder. Yeah. On an air speeder, and it takes off.
And then the Inquisitors follow them, doing the exact same thing.
The exact same thing. Only whereas Kanan and Zeb were just like, okay, you can drive little Ithorian who owns this.
They toss the
guy out, and the fifth brother's kind of standing up on the edge, and Kanan's like shooting at him with a blaster, and he's like blocking and shooting. And
Ezra's trying to make it back to their ship.
The docking bay.
Yeah, the docking bay.
The door is locked.
Chopper won't let him in because he's fucking paranoid as shit, and he's calling Kanan. Kanan and Zeb arrive, and the Inquisitors, you know, they're trying to get the baby. Of course, they're fighting them, and then the doors open, and fucking Ahsoka comes out.
Oh,
dual wielding her fucking white lightsabers, and she.
This fucking awesome battle between the fifth brother, the seventh sister, and Ahsoka just happens.
Yeah, and the rest of them get away, and
like, here's the thing. Ahsoka kicks their asses.
Yeah. But
like, you know how like Darth Vader kicked Kanan and Ezra's asses in Siege of Lothal?
Yeah.
Ahsoka did the same fucking thing.
Yeah. And here's the thing.
I'm so happy.
Not only does Ahsoka kick their ass, she actually kicks Seven Sisters' ass by turning off her lightsaber. And
okay, it's mid-swing. She stops in the middle of battle and just kind of meditates for a second. And mid-swing, she grabs the Seven Sisters' lightsaber, turns it off, pulls it out of her hand, and like force pushes her into a pole.
I have never seen somebody do that in a lightsaber combat before.
It's awesome.
That is fucking Snipsy right there.
Snipsy?
Her name?
Because her nickname is Snipsy. I really hope that when she meets Darth Vader's like, "What's up, Snips?"
And she's like, "Oh, fuck!"
I really hope that's how it happens.
No! Okay, so, so then, a bunch of stormtroopers arrive because Seven Sister called her back up, and she's like, you've been bested, Jedi, and she's like, lol, nope, and she jumps into the ship, taking off, and they get away with the babies.
And then they talk about in the ship how, you know, Ahsoka's like, you know, Sith Lord tried to do the same thing. We're hunting down Force-sensitive children in the Clone Wars, which if you've seen the Clone Wars...
If you've seen the Clone Wars, there's an episode where Count Dooku
hires Cad Bane to take out a bunch of...
Which is all I was thinking to myself. I'm like, are they just rehashing the fucking Cad Bane?
I mean, a little bit, but it makes sense.
But it's different enough. Yeah. I mean, you know, whatever.
So...
And then...
the before the credits, post-credits scene...
The probe droid comes and plays the message of Ezra saying that...
You want to come and live with us on Garel.
And she's like, yes, we would very much like to come visit you on Garel.
She's creepy.
Da, 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 da.
You have to do the theme song every single time something dramatic happens.
Yeah! it's such an inspiring theme, like right after something like bad happens.
Yeah. Alright. Pros.
This is a good episode.
This is a great episode.
It's a good episode.
Remember how I said last week, how I said, like, that episode was my favorite except for Siege of Lothal?
Yeah.
This one's my favorite except for Siege of Lothal.
This was a good one because, like...
And I messaged you yesterday because you don't have Disney XD on your television.
No, so I had to watch it like 20 minutes
But
ago.
I was like, I think I said, like, the message was something like, I like the Ithorian baby episode better than the last one.
Yeah, like...
And you were like, that's a peculiar sentence.
The trailer, I was kind of like, you know...
The trailer's a little bit misleading because it's just like, they're going to be babysitting her.
It's not much because it makes it seem like this episode's going to be dramatic, but it's about babies. So it's like, the trailer is misleading about itself.
But then, like, the episode starts with the Inquisitors murdering a whole fucking starship full of people.
And it returns a lot of things that, like, we wanted to see from, like, the season. You know, more Inquisitors, more Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Ahsoka doing shit.
The Ahsoka fight was definitely the highlight of the episode.
The Inquisitors are still
her
badass.
Her lightsabers are cool as shit. Her white ones. They're awesome.
Yeah. And she mentions trying to find information about Darth Vader from Mustafar.
Mm-hmm. She mentions going to Mustafar and trying to figure out.
Yeah, and when
although, like, part of me still thinks she has to know it's Anakin.
There's no way she... Well,
she's just... I think she just wants, like, proof of the fact that
but by this point, because you read a lot of the Expanded Universe books and stuff like that, so by this point... The only people that would know that Darth Vader is Anakin is the Emperor...
and Tarkin.
And Tarkin. And that's it?
Yeah.
Okay,
and Tarkin only assumes that through, like, context clues. He doesn't actually know for a fact.
I wouldn't I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't know. Because,
And Obi-Wan also.
Yeah, well, obviously. Yeah. And I guess Yoda.
And Yoda.
Okay, so more people than I thought.
Yeah.
But point is,
Ahsoka wouldn't, but like
Ahsoka
that one part in Siege of Lothal where she like feels him through the Force.
Yeah,
I think she learned from that. I think she has to know.
She might
that that's
have an inkling that she may.
I think she knows, but she wants proof. Is kind of what she's doing.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to believe that it's Anakin.
Yeah.
Is kind of the thing.
Yeah. So
I honestly I think one of two things is going to happen. Either she's going to encounter Darth Vader on her own, or she's going to go find Obi-Wan on Tatooine. And then Obi-Wan's going to tell her.
Either one of those I'll be okay with.
Yeah, because I had been like, I kind of want their final confrontation to be like she meets Darth Vader, realizes he's Anakin, and then he kills her.
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of like, what if she goes finds Obi-Wan first, and Obi-Wan clarifies that yes, it's Anakin, but we can't do anything.
Yeah.
And then she tries to do something, and then ends up getting her killed.
Yeah.
I think that would be also acceptable.
That'd be cool. Either way, she's gonna die by Vader's hand because
it has to happen.
It has to happen. Nobody else can kill Ahsoka except
nobody else can, except for old age. But
yeah,
it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. No.
So more pros. I like the fact that they're hunting down Force-sensitive babies.
Yeah.
Because, there was nothing in the trailer that indicated that the Ithorian was going to be Force-sensitive.
No. Well,
I had kind of made the assumption.
Yeah, I kind of did too, because I saw the Inquisitors in the trailer, and I saw them trying to pregnant the baby, and I'm like, is the baby Force-sensitive? Because it's, the only thing that would make sense for the Inquisitors to be after it.
That was kind of what I thought, but
yeah.
It's cool to see that, because, that's what they do. They hunt down Jedi, and it makes sense that they'd be hunting down Force-sensitive children.
Yeah.
It also adds, a dramatic thing to it, because they're babies. They don't know anything.
Yeah. You don't kill babies. It's a dick move.
And we do see Kanan at one point, using the Force to, calm down the Ithorian, at one point, and also, because the baby keeps crying a lot around them and all that. You got anything? Anything to add?
I don't.
Do we pretty much hit everything?
Do you have any cons for this episode, or because I can't really think of a lot?
I mean, besides the one thing I mentioned where the fifth brother has his lightsaber out and then Zeb runs at him and he puts his lightsaber away.
He still is boring.
I like their banter. The fifth,
I like
their brother and the seventh sister,
their banter.
When we hear them back and forth.
But
a lot,
him as
cool.
a character on his own,
by himself,
he's still dull.
With the sister,
because he's kind of like, I know what I'm doing is right.
He's like, at best, I'm the fifth brother, and she's like, bitch, I'm the seventh sister. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, she's like, you're an idiot. Let me.
Yeah, that one scene where he's like, they're over here, and the seventh sister's like, are you sure? And he's like, would you question me? And she's like, only when you're wrong. And it's like, and then he's wrong, and she just laughs at him, and I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah, no.
I love the back and forth between them.
They really are brother and sister, aren't they?
They're not. Well, maybe. Probably not. No.
They bicker like siblings, like a brother and a sister.
I don't think they're actually brother and sister.
Well, no, they're different species.
Well, yeah.
I mean, they bicker like a brother.
Unless the fifth brother is some weird mutated this cross between two species.
He can be adopted.
Or adopted.
Yeah, or she's adopted.
I think they're more blood siblings than actual siblings.
Obviously, but
they're just we've been training for so long.
They bicker like siblings.
And they bicker a lot.
Yeah. That's what I'm going with that. Anyway, so
other cons you can think of?
Not really a lot.
This is a great episode.
This is a great episode.
This is like I said, my favorite episode, with the exception of Siege of Lothal.
Yeah. So, I think we hit it all. Next week.
Something to do with Ezra's parents.
Something to do with Ezra's parents.
We'll find out.
I
think we're crossing the threshold of this season where it's gonna shit's gonna start hitting the fan.
Yes.
But we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens next time on Emo Ezra decides to be a Jedi. Kanan, I don't wanna not sense fear. The baby can sense my fear, Kanan. I don't wanna calm down. I hate babies. Babies are smelly and they cry and they make Matt pissed off when they're loud on airplanes.